You've got one great idea, but you've got a dozen different places to put it. That's the real challenge in marketing today, right? So we're going to break down the playbook for creating one single campaign that really works everywhere, from a magazine to your car radio to the phone in your hand.
I mean, think about it. It's a classic problem. You have this amazing core message, but how do you get it to connect with someone who's flipping through a magazine, and then again when they're driving to work, and then one more time while they're scrolling through their feed? How do you stay consistent without just being boring and repetitive? Well, that's the puzzle we're going to solve.
And we've got a super clear path to get there. We're going to start with the big idea, then we'll build our strategic blueprint. From there, we'll see exactly how that translates to copy for the eye, the ear, and yeah, for the thumb. By the end of this, you'll see just how a single, simple idea can fuel an entire campaign.
All right, so let's dive right in with the core challenge, making one idea stick. You know, the modern world is just incredibly loud. Your message isn't just up against your competitors, it's fighting for a tiny slice of your audience's attention against, well, everything.
And if you want some perspective on that, get this, 50,000. That's roughly how many different brands can be yelling for attention in just one grocery store. That is the sheer wall of noise you have to break through. Your message doesn't just need to be good, it has to be impossible to ignore.
So how in the world do you cut through all that noise? The answer isn't a bigger budget or a louder ad, it's a sharper message. And I love this quote, "Simplicity is your chainsaw." It's not about dumbing things down. It's about being so clear, so focused that your one idea can just slice through everything else.
But that powerful, simple idea needs a solid foundation. And that's where the blueprint comes in. Look, before you write a single headline or record 1 second of audio, you need a map. And for any great campaign, that map is the creative brief.
So what is a creative brief really? At its heart, it's just a short, simple document that answers a few crucial questions. It provides the strategic map for all the creative work that follows. You can think of it like the campaign's DNA. It's that fundamental code that makes sure everyone is building the exact same thing. And that DNA is really built on 3 core questions. First, what's the promise? What is the single most important benefit you're actually offering? Second, the audience. Who? And be specific here, who are you talking to? And third, the proof. Why on earth should they believe you?
Let's make this real. Imagine we're doing a campaign for an animal shelter, okay? Our promise? Adopting a dog is the absolute best cure for loneliness. Our audience? Isolated city dwellers. And our proof? Simple. These dogs offer unconditional companionship. See how focused that is? This one sentence becomes our North Star for literally everything else we're about to do.
All right, we've got our blueprint. Now it's time to start building. First up, copy for the eye. This is for any time your audience is going to see the message. Think print ads, posters, or those video public service announcements, PSAs.
The advertising legend William Bernbach really nailed it with this one. In a world that is just full of hype and exaggeration, sometimes the most shocking, most powerful gimmick you have is just telling the truth. For visual ads, that means finding the real, emotional heart of your promise and showing it, not just talking about it. And a huge part of telling that truth is focusing on benefits, not features. This is so important. A feature is just a fact about the product. For our shelter, that's the dogs are vaccinated. Okay, cool. But the benefit? That's the emotion it gives you, peace of mind. People don't buy what a thing is, they buy what it does for them.
So for print and video, your job is to really dramatize that benefit. You solve their problem visually and boil the whole ad down to one powerful idea. For our shelter, we're selling companionship. So what does that look like? Well, it might be a headline like this: "The only roommate who's always happy to see you." It's simple, it's emotional, and it speaks right to the audience's need. Okay, next up, we're going to shift from the eye to the ear. Radio is a totally different ballgame. You have no visuals, no logo, nothing, except sound. Your job is to create what they call a theater of the mind. And this is exactly why great radio writing is so rare and so valuable. It's storytelling in its absolute purest. It has to rely completely on the power of words and sound to paint a picture and create an emotion in someone's head. It's an incredible skill.
The rules for great radio are pretty simple. Stick to one central idea, let sound effects do the heavy lifting, and write like real people talk. So for our shelter, it might sound like this. You hear keys jingling in a door, then a happy little bark, the sound of a tail thumping against a table leg. Then the voiceover says, "Your day is over, theirs is just beginning." See? With just a few sounds and 9 words, we've told an entire story that delivers on our promise of companionship.
And finally, we arrive at the most difficult arena of all, the tiny screen. This is copy for the thumb. It's designed to stop someone mid-scroll, and you have, maybe a second to do it? The absolute key here is to understand the user's mindset. Someone on a desktop, they might be in explore mode, they have time. But a mobile user, they're on the move. They're distracted. They're impatient. They are hunting for something, not browsing. Your copy has to get to the point like yesterday.
So the rules for mobile are just be brief, be clear, be direct. Asking a question is a fantastic way to stop that thumb from scrolling. For our shelter, a social post might be something like, looking for a running partner who never flakes? Discover your new best friend. It's sharp, it's focused on the benefit, and it gives a really clear call to action. Okay, so let's bring this all home. We started with one simple, focused idea from our creative brief. A shelter dog is the cure for urban loneliness. Now let's just look at how that one single piece of DNA created a powerful and consistent campaign across the board.
For the I in our print ad, we had that great headline, "The only roommate who's always happy to see you." It's simple, it's emotional, and that promise of companionship is just crystal clear. For the ear, our radio spot created a whole story in just 9 words. Your day is over, theirs is just beginning. It captures that perfect moment of being greeted with pure joy, and it delivers the exact same emotional promise, just without any pictures.
And for the thumb, we stopped the scroll by asking a direct question. Looking for a running partner who never flakes? It offers a very real solution to a relatable problem, all while hitting that same core message of companionship.
So there you have it. 3 completely different channels, 3 unique executions, but one consistent, powerful story. And it all started with that simple, strategic blueprint. Now that you have the framework, the only real question left is, what story will you build?